Uh-oh. Welcome back, everybody. Phil Nagy on sports. Time for our Week 8 recap video. We'll take a quick gander at the stats after 8 weeks as well. Giants beat the Falcons 27-20. Rams beat the Lions 28-21 in the rematch of the Stafford-Goff flip game. Stafford gets the best of Goff in that one. Chicago and Fields, after a 2-game losing streak, get back off the schneid against the Vikings 21-17. Miami, their first win of the year over the Steelers 26-21. Oh, both teams now with one win. Brutal. The two worst teams in the league potentially duking it out there. Washington beating New Orleans 37-27. Another win for the football team. We watched earlier as the Jacksonville Jaguars beat the Bengals 27-17. The Jets get past the Patriots. So Zach Wilson and company continue to play some good, inspired football and lead that division, which we'll see here in a minute. Tennessee all over the Colts. The addition of Julio Jones clearly helping that offense. How about Tampa Bay 40-0 over the Bills? We watched that one as well. That one was brutal. 28-21 Broncos beating the Chargers. That actually helps break the tie atop the AFC West. Seahawks 42-24. 45-35. Big time scoring out of the Bay. And the Cardinals are going to fall to the 49ers. And then we just watched Dallas beat Philly. So let's take a quick look at what Week 9. And it starts off, baby. Browns at Chiefs. What a game. Excited. We'll be bringing that one to you live tomorrow on Monday. Ravens at Steelers, Texans at Bills, Patriots at Panthers, Raiders at Giants, Buccaneers at Wolf. That'd be a good game right there. Bengals at Vikings, Titans at Cardinals, Eagles at Broncos, Dolphins at Saints, Seahawks at 49ers, Rams at Packers, and Cowboys at Falcons. So let's take a quick gander at the standings, as we oft do during this time of the video. In the AFC North, again, Browns off the bye, still 7-0. 3-4 are the Ravens. Bengals now 2-5, and again, the Steelers just one win, especially after that loss to the Dolphins. AFC South is tightly packed. 4-3 is the top, 4-4 is the bottom. So how about the Jaguars hanging tough in that AFC South? Urban Meyer and Trevor Lawrence playing well, but not as well as Zach Wilson. 7-1, a commanding lead now over the Bills and the Patriots. And again, the Dolphins just picked up their first win over Pittsburgh. Chargers now 6-2, Chiefs 5-2. So the Chargers getting that second loss is important to the Broncos. Keeps that AFC West tight at the top. Bears, Justin Fields still number one in the NFC North by a game, but that one's pretty tight among the top. And then again, the Vikings down in Dolphins-Steelers territory. NFC South, Buccaneers are 6-1, 4-3 Falcons and Saints, Panthers 3-4, so it's still pretty tight across the whole thing. In the East, football team is 6-2, 3-4 Giants, 3-4 Cowboys. We just saw the Eagles go to 2-6. And in the West, it's also pretty tight, 4-3, 4-4, 3-4, 3-4. NFL Power Rankings got Cleveland number one still at 7-0, 6-1 Buccaneers and Jets. Then the football team, Chargers, Chiefs, Bears, Texans, Bills, Falcons, round out your top 10. Since it is a 4-week interval, we also do a show of the stats because we care about fake stats. So let's take a quick gander. Your leading passer in the NFL, Justin Fields, 2,395 yards, just leads Jared Goff. Trevor Lawrence with 2,300 yards. Fitzpatrick, Tom Brady, Jordan Love with over 2,000, and Dak Prescott are your 2,000-yard passers. Touchdowns led by Fitzmagic with 20, Tom Brady with 18, Zach Wilson and Jameis Winston each with 16, Trevor Lawrence, Prescott, Garoppolo, Hurts, and Ryan all with 15 touchdowns. Most interceptions, unfortunately, Carson Wentz with 13, Jared Goff with 12, Teddy Bridgewater 11, Big Ben with 10, Hurts, Fields 9, Lawrence and Stafford with 8. Completion percentage, at least of somebody that's actually throwing a bunch, is Dak Prescott at 72, Jordan Love at 72, Herbert Burrow at 72. Then you get Lamar Jackson, Tom Brady, Wentz, and several others at 70. Baker Mayfield sits there at 69%. Sacked, the amount of sacks taken is led by Big Ben at 34, which makes sense because their offensive line is absolutely atrocious. 31 for Cam, 30 for Carson, 27 for Burrow, 24 for Bridgewater, and Mayfield again, as we didn't get rid of the shuffle sack we thought until later into the season. On the ground, stats are going to be led by rushing attempts, which is Nick Chubb with 157 carries. So even though he's missed a couple weeks with an injury, that's how much we have been feeding him on offense. Yards gained, however, is led by Derrick Henry at 670. There's Zeke, Eckler, Alvin Kamara, then Nick Chubb, Chris Carson, the only other one over 600. And again, Chubb has missed a couple of games with injuries, so pretty wild that he is still where he is. David Montgomery, 7 touchdowns, 6 for Chubb, Kamara, and Coleman as well. Average for the game, Nick Chubb, the only runner averaging over 100 yards a game. Derrick Henry and Elliott and Kamara just under that. How about broken tackles? This is going to be Nick Chubb's category for sure. 44 broken tackles with an additional 327 yards after contact. Long run of this year, Mike Davis and Christian McCaffrey, former teammates actually in Carolina, both with 80-yard touchdowns. Receiving the football, let's talk about completions. Jack Doyle leads all receivers with 53. Then Chris Godwin, Devontae Adams, McCole Hardman, actually. Adam Troutman, the tight end in New Orleans. Sage Surratt, the rookie from Detroit. How about that? Jared Cook, who is in L.A. now, and Marvin Jones Jr. round out the top 10. Receiving yards led by Allen Robinson with 638. Mike Thomas right behind them, 596. And there's Sage Surratt again, the rookie. Anthony Miller right there as well. So how about your two stars, Anthony Miller and Allen Robinson, your two starting receivers in Chicago, both up there at the top of the list. 7 touchdowns for Mike Thomas, Antonio Brown, Christian Kirk, and Odell Beckham to top that list. I don't think it gives me drops from this category, I'm afraid. Defensively speaking, tackles are led by Jelani Tavai from the Lions. He already has over 100 tackles on the season. Next closest one is Mosley, Anzalone, Milano, Logan Wilson, and Cole Holcomb. Hey, the two that are in the band together. Logan Wilson and Cole Holcomb are in the country band together that I've made up. Sacks, Myles Garrett, even though he just got injured in the Ravens game and will be out for a couple weeks, leads the league with 16.5 sacks. Uchenna Nwosu, who is the pass rusher opposite Joey Bosa now, with Melvin Ingram moving on, 13 sacks. Aaron Donald with 12, Vita Vea 11.5. How about that from the nose tackle of the Buccaneers? And 11 for DeForest Buckner, Von Miller, Calais Campbell, Josh Allen, Quinnen Williams, J.J. Watt, Quinn, Max, Darius Smith, all of the other usual suspects there. Interception leaders, 5 for Kendall Fuller, Johnny Johnson III with 4, Carlton Davis with 4, David Long Jr., Mosley, Duggar, Joyner, Barr, and Murphy all with 3. How about pass deflections? Teron Johnson has 11, and that leads all players. David Mosley, Jeff Okudah, Chidobe Awuzie, Jair Alexander, and Greg Newsome, each with 8. So how about that? Catches allowed, the least catches allowed. Troy Hill has allowed 0 catches. That can't be real, right? Most of these players are defensive linemen, but that dude was up there. Johnny Johnson, Ronnie Harrison, that can't be real. Greg Newsome, 0 catches allowed. I think there's something wrong with that measure. I'm sorry about that. That can't be real. 4 forced fumbles for Khalil Mack, and 2 recovered for Jamin Davis, the rookie, and of course Aaron Donald. Several players with safeties, and Johnny Johnson III, 3 defensive touchdowns. Amani Aruwari has 2, and then some other players with 1. If you're really into kicking, a lot of players have made 100% of their extra points. You don't care about that. Your leading field goal maker is Justin Tucker. He is 18 for 19 That's 94%. Cody Parkey, 14 of 14. Jason Sanders, 14 of 15. Santos and others. Field goal long, 61 for Sly, 60 for Lambo and Butker. Field goals blocked, 5 people have had field goals blocked, and a few people have mixed extra points. We don't really need to care about the rest of that. So that's where we are. Quick look at the team stats if you care. Offensive yards gained right now. It is the Chargers at the top, then followed by Packers, Bears, football team, Lions, Saints, Eagles, Jags, Cowboys, and then Browns. Passing yards, we talked about Justin Field and the Bears. They are the top. Rushing yards, the Browns over 1,100 yards. Saints at 1,082. Packers 1,053. Your top 3 rushing teams. Points per game, Browns lead at 31.7, just ahead of the Saints and the football team. Passing touchdowns, rushing touchdowns, first downs gained, Chargers lead as well. Defensively speaking, the most pass yards given up goes to the football team. Least pass yard goes up to the Browns, 1,100 yards given up passing. Check this out. They've only given up 1,664 yards so far this season, and that is not, we're not coach moding. We have no control over the defense. That's just Joe Woods and Andrew Berry's creation come to life. Rush yards, Lions are giving up a bunch. Browns are giving up only 530. And then here's the big one. Points given up just 67. That's how you're 7-0 right there. Just give up 67 points. Play stellar defense. Sack-wise, of course, they lead with Myles Garrett. Wosu's Chargers are second right behind them. They are second with fumble recoveries and first interception. So they're playing some outstanding defense, gang, and that's why. That's why they're doing what they're doing. So that's going to do it here. Actually, if you're curious, we can get a first gander at the MVP. Right now, it's Ryan Fitzpatrick, Jalen Hurts, and Myles Garrett, your top 3 vote getters for MVP. Coach of the Year, Robert Saleh leads Arians, Rivera, and then somehow Kevin Stefanski is 4th. I would guess I would give it to Saleh. Frontrunners, Offensive Player of the Year, Pat Mahomes. Browns, Nick Chubb is number 5. Defensive Player of the Year, somehow Campbell is above Garrett. I don't understand how that works. Rookie of the Year, Lawrence, Edging, Wilson, and Etienne. Defensive Rookie of the Year right now is Caleb Farley, along with Nick Bolton, Barmore, and then there's Greg Newsome there. Zach Wilson leading best QB race. Chubb, best running back. Beckham, best receiver. Offensive line, there's Wyatt Teller and Joel Bitonio, both top 5. And there's Myles Garrett. Line, there's Johnny Johnson and Denzel, 1-2 in best DB. And nobody really cares about who the best kicker is. So, all right, gang, that's going to do it for me here. Phil Nagy on Sports signing off. We will see you tomorrow for our Week 9 sim. Browns at Chiefs. And as you can see, I've got a big decision to make. The doctors have cleared Nick Chubb, but Kit and I have decided to not play Nick Chubb and just roll with Kareem and not risk further injury later into the season. So appreciate all our subscribers. It is the summer of subscription. If you haven't yet, I encourage you to do that. We do very much appreciate it. If we get 1,000 subscribers, YouTube gives us money. You guys are the best. Have a great night. Be safe and go Browns.